Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Movies Are Real for fucking, I don't even know what time is anymore, clearly, because we've missed a month somewhere there. Hello, everyone. This is George. I am here with Ryan Lance.
That's my name. Don't say it.
Don't think it. Carrie Lyles.
The bye-bye man.
Oh, God. Hello there, everybody. Yeah, we're doing a podcast still. Yeah, we lost.
There might not be any more movies.
There might not be any more movies.
Whether you like it or not.
We were the universe. Tenet was supposed to come out 2 weeks from now? I think 2.5 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. And now it's just the end. Wait, is it August or July?
It's middle of August right now. I like how the whole world is now the world doesn't start until Tenet 2020 is released.
But when is that Russell Crowe movie Unhinged gonna come out? That's what I'm looking forward to.
It probably already came out.
No! My goal is for that to be the first movie I see back in theaters.
And now I wonder if all those theaters that regret that they're going to be opening up. Anyways, for people who aren't aware, I'm sure you're aware. Hello, there's a pandemic going on. It's been going on for 3 months. The last movie I saw was Extraordinary and Emma.
Same. I didn't see Emma though. I just saw Extraordinary.
So that catches you up. We're now at the point where things seem to are going to be opening up soon. And it sure seemed like Tenet was one of the reasons they were going to open up now, but now Tenet's not happening. Uh-huh. So they're going to open up and there's going to be nothing?
Mm-hmm. You'll be able to see
Sonic the Hedgehog?
One of the theaters that opened
I'll say, if I had my phone next to me, I could
playing Knives Out, and I was like, ooh!
What, the Majestic is showing right now?
Oh yeah, the Majestic is open.
Yeah, it was
Man, if only I liked that theater.
That theater's so sad.
But I haven't been there since we saw that one movie with Daniel Radcliffe and Zoe Kazan that I can't remember the name of. That has
What If?
Yeah, What If?
Me and Ryan saw The Lighthouse there.
We did.
Oh wow!
It was
God,
our smallest theater.
Was it the earliest people that had?
Yeah, we were determined to watch it as soon as we were capable of seeing it, even though we had already bought tickets to see it with you and Donna Joe the next night.
Oh, okay. Bloodshot. You can watch Bloodshot.
We can watch The Hunt, Bloodshot,
Jurassic
Park, Harry
Goblet
Potter,
of Fire?
and Jaws.
What's Harry Potter?
Goblet of Fire. Your favorite.
Oh, that one's not
I'll
great.
look up the show times. Ooh, there's 7:30.
Get in the car.
We missed it. It's 7:44 right now.
What are they showing tomorrow?
Oh God.
Are they closed?
The new Jumanji movie.
Okay. The new Jumanji movie, quote unquote. Harry Potter,
Azkaban.
Oh, that's better.
Knives Out. E.T.
The Avengers.
No
Zootopia.
The Greatest Showman.
Wow.
Hold on.
Carrie, I see you bought a ticket already.
Wait, this isn't the sing-along special.
Whoa.
Oh, look, you can see how you have to buy the tickets. That's cool.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
I mean, it's not cool. Is probably not the word.
I watched Little Women.
It's fascinating.
That's a great movie.
It is fascinating.
The world we're living
Okay,
in.
actually, I'm sorry. This is not Carrie, go back to today and see if there are any seats taken. Yes,
tickets?
Exactly.
Let's see.
I haven't checked on the fake Twin Creek Twitter account.
Probably Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Most likely people are going to be.
Let's see.
There's
people.
Few. There's at least 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people.
Wow.
What about Harry Potter? That is currently happening.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's weird.
Well, what are those people doing? There's 2 pods right next to each other.
Oh, no. Don't like that at all.
What about Jaws?
I've never seen Jaws.
I've never seen Jaws either.
I've watched it.
It's like a packed house, pretty much.
Damn.
Weird. Okay.
It's a movie.
Well, I don't know. People stopped wearing masks here in our great state of Nebraska. Nobody gives a shit anymore.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, Carrie, you work in a service, so you'll see it more. Anyways, that's the update. I don't know what's going on. Tenet's not coming out anytime soon. Man, I would love to know what the behind. It seems like Christopher Nolan behind the scenes is being a complete fucking dickhead about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a more there's no director who's
Yeah.
more about the cinema experience. And for this to happen to him,
Yes.
it's probably no, this affects me and me alone.
Exactly. Oh my god! It's interesting. How he's the last filmmaker with any power, I guess. Because again, Tenet's an original, unproven thing, but it's a Christopher Nolan thing, so it's
it has $1 billion put into it.
It's got fucking Tenet, baby. Anyways, so yeah, there haven't been any new movies still. I mean, there has been digitally. We'll talk about one of them with one Elizabeth Moss, which reminded me that The Invisible Man was a good movie from
That's
this
a
year.
great movie.
What a good ass fucking movie.
I think the only other like big, there was that Judd Apatow movie I've heard people talk about.
Oh, the
Right.
Pete Davidson
Pete
ones.
Man.
And then there was
So,
there's the one that we're going to talk about. The other one we're going to talk about, the Kevin Bacon one.
You should have left.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been watching a lot of stuff. We've been watching a lot of series. Last time we talked about the Harry Potter stuff, which you guys were watching. I didn't join in for that. But we're knocking down series. One that feels like 5 eons ago since we watched it was the Hunger Games.
Woo!
Ryan hasn't seen any of them
No,
beforehand.
I refuse.
There it is. There it is.
But I finally was able to put my hubris behind me.
Ryan was finally like, Carrie, you know what? I'm ready to start watching some good movies. And I was like, say no more.
I always got these ones on me just in case
I
you
always
were
keep
to
that
say.
thing on me.
And it
and
seems
it's
like you
just my
think the
Hunger
movies
Games
are
box.
fine.
No, I hate them.
Oh, okay.
They are like to me, like I feel like they get worse because they get
don't know
less
about
about.
that.
I feel it. Just because like the first one is like it's the idea.
The setup, right?
The
yeah.
setup of the idea, and I'm not going to compare it to any other movies yet. I'll do that later. But it's the setup of the Hunger Games and like the universe, and we have Jennifer Lawrence, who is the Joe Everyman, and it just.
Wow.
But like I hate that trope in these teen YA novel movies of this blank protagonist who is
Keep in mind at the time it was innovative, kind of.
Keep in mind that Ryan loves Twilight.
That's true.
yeah, but Twilight's hilarious though.
Okay, but it's Bella and it could also be described as that.
Yeah,
She doesn't have much going on.
Yeah, but like the things that happen to her are hilarious. The things that happen to fucking Bennifer Borance is boring and stupid.
You're boring and stupid.
I know. That's why I'm in a podcast.
It's also kind of scrappy since the first one doesn't have that much of a budget.
It does not, no. And I like how I like the idea of like it's less actually about the Hunger Game itself, because I assumed the whole thing would just be a Hunger Game or whatever. But it's actually it's a bit more world building and the spectacle of it, and I thought that was interesting enough. But it didn't do enough to pull me into that like world and let me like care about like the actual games.
And so you had 3 more movies or whatever the fuck, and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah. And then the games happened, and I cannot tell you a single thing that happened. All I know
There's
is
the
that
killer murder wasps.
Okay.
Tracker Jackers.
The Tracker Jackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was what was her name? Rue?
Rue.
Okay, I thought I made that up.
Yeah, Rue. She died, and that was part of the big revolt or something.
That kind of was the tipping point.
But yeah, it just did nothing to me. And then as soon as like we finished the first one, I was like, oh no, there's how many more? I can't remember. We watched the first 2. Then
Yes, we
first
saw
one.
Catching
so,
Fire and the
yeah.
first one back to back.
Okay.
And then we took a break, and then we saw the other 2.
Yeah.
Back to back. Okay.
Which are the worst ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're not great. I was telling Ryan that I don't ever sit down to watch those. Like, I would never be like, I feel like watching Mockingjay Part 1. No, but if I'm showing it to someone, then I watch them.
I got closure finally because I never saw the last part, so that was interesting for me.
Did you not see Mockingjay Part 2, or did you just not see either of them?
Oh, I mean, I didn't see
Mockingjay Part 2.
I didn't see part 2. I saw part 1 in theater, and I was like, man, I'm good.
It's
then-
time to leave.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I don't wanna. I'm good.
But Carrie, Catching Fire is your favorite.
It's
Yeah,
a good
it's the
movie.
best one.
And you guys both like that a lot.
It's got the highest review score of all of them.
I did not. I'm not sure be, but I did not understand what was.
Also, we're watching it on DVD. I'll just say that it's a gorgeous fucking movie.
Okay.
I'll say that it's a gorgeous.
But
movie.
why are you guys so hot on it?
I think-
I'm not trying to be a dick. I just generally
Right.
did not like it. Did zero.
I think
things for
the
me.
ramp up is a little slower than I remember. But once I think it is the in between when like before the games. For me, it's before the I think as the games start, I think it is super cool. That whole scene when the whole thing opens up. Again, we're watching on DVD. Right? That Blu-ray version looks real good. That IMAX looks fucking.
I'm
beautiful.
sorry.
I'm
All
just-
I have
I'm
is
just
the
de-
DVD. Like,
I'm
I can't do
defending
anything
the
about
movie.
it.
I'm defending the movie because I remember that moment being like, holy shit, that was cool as fuck.
Oh, when it shifts into the
and you can
IMAX
see the
thing.
whole thing. Yeah, it's really good use of like camera trickery. Yeah, I also like Philip Seymour. I think Philip Seymour Hoffman does a lot for these movies. Me personally, I think he's great. I don't know. I don't like the first one that much. I think it's fine, but I think it's the ramp up to the games that I really enjoy. I don't like the last part of the movie very much. I didn't like the cliffhanger at the time, and I don't like it now that much either. But it's different now because we have the other movies, so you can just watch it. But it's a very fucking Halo 2, I'm gonna finish the fight credits scene. I don't know.
I like the characters in the second one
Yes,
a lot more.
I like the characters too.
It does a better job of making me
Cynic.
invested in the other tributes besides just Katniss and
Yeah.
Peeta. So it feels more exciting.
They're all like NPCs.
You
Nobody
like feel
the
more
ones.
of the dynamics between them besides just we are poor.
Yes.
District 1 is rich.
Right.
No one knows anything
and
about
they're
District
also
9.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it just looks really. I think it's the prettiest out of all of them for sure.
And I like the water.
Yeah, the
It's a
water. I like the water.
arena.
Yeah.
I like the arena a lot.
Again, it's the
And I like
arena
the
shots.
I like the design of the games in that one. Like,
It's the
just
one that's
more
the most
fun.
dumb video game gamey
Yeah.
thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because that was one where I was like, oh man, there was a bunch of that's what I know. Like each like tick of the clock is like a different area.
That's like
And
some
it's
Spy Kids 3D
there's
game over shit. It's
There's
great.
like there's the evil fog. Oh, this place it rains like hot blood. And this one there's monkeys.
Yeah, and like the first one's like the most. The first was like the most like.
Like
basic
I imagine
concept.
like they're like pitching the ideas. Like, all right, Jeremy, tell me, guys, we got pitch ideas for the Hunger Games. All right, Tom, what do you got? All right, fog, it just like burns you live.
Good,
I
good,
love
good.
it. All right, Timmy, what do you got? Okay, like blood. It's like all right, but it's like boiling hot. yeah. All right. Jimmy, what'd you program? Monkeys. All right. Do they like? Are they big? Do they have like guns or something? No, they're just monkeys. I fucked up. all right.
It's all rigged this time anyway, so who cares? That is true. That was.
You don't know what kind of crazy shit's going on in those other wedges, Ryan. There might be one that's like slightly more humid than the other ones.
I just like to make a quick aside. My mom just texted me, Doctor Sleep is on HBO. Will I understand it?
Does she like The Shining?
She probably thinks it's fine.
She might have fun. I like that movie. I like Doctor Sleep a lot.
Is there anything else to
We're
say?
like the three only people who like that movie.
I was watching it with Greg and he fell asleep and he woke
Classic.
up. He woke up near the end and I was like, "Yeah, that movie's really good." And he's like, "Carrie, I woke up during that and it looked really fucking stupid." I was like, "What do you mean?"
I did not expect the ending to go down the way it did. As someone who didn't seen it, I like that, but it's weird. I mean, it's also kind of hammy with the whole arrow, the whole fucking
Oh yeah,
Jedi thing.
that was like one of the things that like
Kill your enemy.
yeah, that was like spoiled for me like long ago because I remember that like a GIF or a video that like went around the internet like crazy. Because it was, I don't know if it was just the people I followed like on different stuff. They're like, oh, it was so crazy. Oh yeah, it's probably all Carrie. I followed like all 18 of your Twilight and Hunger Games fan blogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that and I
Thank
was
you
like,
for the
oh,
support.
okay. Dude, you're my friend, of course.
Oh, thanks, man.
But yeah, when it happened and I knew it was like, oh wow, that is like there's no like you think like they'd put like a security wall because she's like the new government, but like no, she's like, I want you to take that arrow and plunge it into the heart of the bad guy as I stand behind you, Mrs. Hawkeye girl, with your good bow skill.
It's pretty good. It's pretty stupid.
I also really like how how they're like, how are we gonna just like end this war? We gotta blow up all the children.
Yeah, that was like the most like I was like, yeah, that was a good ending. I like that. I like that choice.
Fuck. And also, I can't end this Hunger Games discussion without saying, fuck Gale. Gale sucks ass. It's so funny, though, because he doesn't do all the deplorable shit he does until later in the franchise. So, in the first movie, when he just isn't doing anything, he's just sitting on the hill looking sad, and I'm just here like, fuck this guy, I fucking hate Gale. And Ryan's like, Carrie, he hasn't done anything.
It's like, what's this guy? Like, he's been in like 4 scenes in like 2 movies.
Hate him.
Look, I get it. He's played by somehow the worst Hemsworth.
I think that him being Gale might have informed how much I hate Liam Hemsworth. I don't know if my hate for Liam Hemsworth came first or my hate for Gale came first.
He's got a
probably Gale
show on Quibi now.
Who doesn't?
So I do
Quibi,
too.
please answer our emails. We will give you that show.
Anyways, is that all we gotta say about the Hunger Games?
Yeah.
You didn't listen to that Taylor Swift song. It's pretty good.
That's a good song.
It's a very good song.
Like that song.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, after me and Carrie watched Harry Potter, we were like making a list of like all the franchises we needed to finish. And you know, for the next one was like, oh, Hunger Games. I was like, well, what's next? And we'd be like, 50 Shades of Grey? So guess which 3 people watch 50 Shades of Grey?
And I guess, somewhat of an expert on those series.
Yes, you are.
Here we are. Yeah, I mean, we started a podcast by the time the second one was around, so my opinion on the series has sort of been chronicled on it. But yeah, it was interesting to watch them with you. Having seen the first one,
it's interesting watching porn with friends.
It's true.
I've never had
Everybody's doing it. Everybody's saying this.
Yeah.
Boy, that first movie, he's really a fucking shithead, huh?
Oof.
That is rough. That movie's rough.
I think
And that's the one that most people saw because that was the movie.
That was the first one.
I think that's the worst one.
Yes, absolutely.
Because,
absolutely.
There's no conflict.
It's hard to have fun too with it being so shitty.
I did like Later's Baby. That's very funny.
Yeah, he says some funny stuff, and then he has some weird moments.
50 Shades of Fucked Up. It's pretty good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's so much, like, I'm just imagining, like, because it was Twilight fan fiction. I'm just trying to imagine, like, the diversion points of, like, oh man, what was the original idea of this? You know, was this like a parallel universe where Bella was like an adult and Edward was sexy businessman of vague business?
Businessman.
Business.
That's my favorite thing. Like, he owns this conglomerate, and it's not clear at all what
they buy other businesses.
Exactly. Eventually, I add it up, and the money goes down. There was what's a butt plug?
That's
a good bit.
There's another bit in that meeting scene about like I'm gonna fuck you like something or other like.
Oh yeah,
I forgot what it was.
He's like, I want to, like, he closes the contract and he's like, I want to fuck you into next Wednesday or something
like that. Yeah.
She's like, what?
I think my least favorite thing he did in that one was when she's like, oh, I've never actually been with anyone, and he's like, where have you been?
Oh yeah, that was real bad.
And was this the one where like he took a big whiff of her panties, or was that the second?
No, that was the first one.
Okay. I hated that, and I hate that like.
Yeah, you made it very clear.
You did have a speech. You hate when that happens.
I hate it. I don't get it. I don't get why people are into that. I don't get it.
If you can help Ryan understand this, please email moviesatrealgmail.com.
You were yelling about it. You're like, oh, gotta get that coot or something.
Yeah, I remember this. I was like, oh.
Look, it just drives me crazy because like you see it in like all these like sleazy comedy stuff of like the dude is like, oh, underwear. Oh yeah, and it's like, what's wrong with you? Like whether like it's like used, that's disgusting. Whether it's been cleaned, it's just weird. Still, like there's no good way to do that. It's just the weirdest thing. I'm not trying to kink shame anyone.
I think you are.
I don't understand it. No idea. It's weird, right? Oh my god.
Anyways, that's the first movie. It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
Soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm gonna rate that sound. That one had the Weeknd songs, which were pretty good. The Sia song is very bad and very. Oh, it's rough, man. That's rough. That's also the first sex scene. I think it made it rougher to watch because of that song. I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, and like the ending where she's like, "Show me how bad you can be."
Yeah, that was
like,
rough.
And like it's rough, but it's like
I don't think I understood how rough that was even in 2016 or 15.
But like, what'd you expect from this guy?
Yeah,
he's
really...
so vocal about how fucked up he is.
It's not until the second movie where he's all like, "Yeah, I'm just a dickhead. I'm not like actually into this. I'm just like hurting
actually
people."
a sadist.
Yeah. But yeah, that first movie's rough. I don't know. I think it's the source material is the source material, right? But it's not like it's a good, fun, sexy time. Like it's rough, man.
And I do love a good, fun, sexy time.
The second one is better.
I think it's the most entertaining.
Yeah, the second one was my favorite.
It's also the longest.
That's because it's 2 movies in one.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It refused to end.
Then it was like 3 different endings.
There was like a short film that connected the dots from the second to third one that they slammed in there somehow. But yeah, it's I don't know. I like the soundtrack for that one as well. I don't know what else to say about that one.
That one had the elevator thing. That was my favorite thing in any
It did have the elevator.
When they're like, Christian Grey didn't die, instantly the door
Oh,
opens.
yeah, the helicopter crash. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the other thing. That was from 3.
No, not the
That's from
elevator
3, that's
sex
from 3.
scene. Sorry. No, when he opens his elevator door immediately after they found out that he was alive.
Yes. Again, at that point, I was like, "Are you for real?" I was in the movie theater, like, "Is this for real right now? This is ridiculous."
This was the movie where like we finally got into the butt plug stuff, and then I still have no idea what.
It wasn't a butt plug, though.
Party. I have no idea what that was.
Yeah, I
They were like anal beads that did not go in her butt, though. They went in her vagina.
I don't get it.
Okay, but that's what happened. I just want, for the record, that's what happened.
But they're anal
She said, "You're not putting that in my butt."
Yeah, exactly.
But like it's him. He'll just do it. He's a creep. He's horrible. He's the worst man.
But she fixes him, right?
No, she doesn't. He stays bad.
That is too much work.
What was I gonna say?
That's like her first boyfriend, and she picked like this
true.
this disaster that she has to fix.
There was that little contraption with the flip. That was cool.
That was hilarious.
That was really good.
I loved that.
Man, I would kill to like meet the contractors he made to like build his.
Well, I'm
weird...
excited to announce that was a whole SNL bit that was dumb, but
really?
Yeah,
There's an SNL thing on that.
Yeah, Dakota Johnson went. Again, Hollywood really quickly is like, "Oh, Dakota Johnson's the star of this. Like, she's the person. She's the thing in this." Yeah, the second one, like we find out that her boss is a creepo man. And,
yeah, that seems weird.
That makes Christian a lot, I guess, more okay. I don't know. And then like we meet the person who raped Christian as a child.
We see that. We see like his stalker ex.
Oh my god!
Girl.
Again, there's a lot of plot points in this movie.
And as we talked about,
and there's somehow no plot at all.
But yeah, this movie had like her being assaulted by her boss, the backstory of like his childhood,
the stalker,
the helicopter crash.
Where were they going?
And then while the whole thing of them being wrapped around them wanting to move into each other, moving in together. There's so much.
Oh, there was the zone in the fucking chest with the lipstick.
Oh yeah, like this is where you can touch
and
me.
He just left it on
for like a whole day.
They took a shower, it still stood on.
Some good lipstick.
They had sex, it still stood on.
That's lipstick. You only find that in like weird bathrooms in Sweden.
And that's the second one. It's very long. It's got that Zayn Taylor Swift song.
I don't wanna
Exactly. And the third one, I think the third one is the most banal, I think.
Yeah, the third one is...
By that point, you're like used to it. I was like, yeah, it's fucking whatever.
Yeah.
There was not as much like...
There's not like moments that you're like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the ice cream thing?
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
That was weird. Dude, I was 100%... Like, in this scene, just so anyone else understands, like, they have friends in, like, a guest house.
Yeah, they're, like, hanging out, like, in a vacation.
And, like, she's downstairs eating ice cream while everyone else is upstairs, and he comes down, and they, like, get all playful. And, like, they start, like, rubbing ice cream at each other.
On the kitchen table.
And, like, there's a scene that feels very much like he's about to take a spoonful of ice cream and just shove it in her lady bits.
Okay.
And it's like... What are you doing? What is this movie? It didn't actually happen. And if anything, I'm more pissed that it didn't actually happen. I'm upset that they, like framed it in that sense.
It has a very good joke in that one has a good joke. It's like when the fucking shitty boss breaks in and then the cops break in and it's like, oh, we got to restrain him. It's like, we don't have any restraints. He's like, I got something. And then credits should have rolled there in this movie.
But yeah, what's weird about this one is it just began with like, oh, they're married.
Yeah. I thought Breaking Dawn Part 1 did that part. Like they're...
Well, they had the wedding.
Okay.
Yeah. Like this
maybe only in Part 2. Is that the one where they had a honeymoon? I don't know.
No,
I thought there was a montage at some
point. Breaking Dawn Part 1 was the honeymoon and then like the pregnancy. And then Breaking Dawn Part 2 was like the baby
her being a vampire and them dealing with the Volturi. And
okay.
Well, never mind. I thought there was their extended vampire family.
And then the whole movie didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a great movie.
I like that they just started like, this was fucking, here you go.
But yeah, that movie deals with like the boss comes back.
Yep. As we saw in the last movie where he's on a motorcycle with a leather jacket, smoking a cigarette, burns a fucking cigarette through Christian Grey's head in a photograph. Yeah, exactly.
What else? There was another like big plot theme.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant. Yes.
He very cool. He's very cool and chill about it.
Yeah, very happy.
And she makes the point like, fucking, when you have sex a lot, you get
which we tend to do.
Yeah. And so there's like the whole subplot. Like, no, this is bullshit. Nobody's buying this for a second. That this is the line you cross. You're like, maybe this man is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and who I should trust as my partner. She's like, I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, come on. And then the whole fucking. He takes like Rita Ora hostage, and Rita Ora is in this movie the most of all of them. I think because she had a song for this one. I think this is the one movie that didn't have a very popular song.
Because maybe we're like done with these movies at this point.
At this point, yeah. Like,
I really like the plot point that they dropped.
I like the soundtrack though.
In the first movies, they're like, oh, I love that house. And he's like, oh, cool. And then he buys her that house. Yes. And then they have the whole thing where like he gets like a real estate agent who's like, oh, I'm gonna do this to this house, and she's like, I want to keep it as is. And she's like, but your husband's got a huge wiener. So, and she's like, you don't mess with me.
Well,
and
yeah.
by the way, it's Mrs. Grey. Didn't
you see the box art for the movie? Because in the first one, it's Christian pinning her up. In the third one, she's pinning up Christian because she's got the pants now. And she drives that car, and then they fuck immediately.
That was weird.
That was the most normal thing. Honestly, that was an out of the realm possibility. Like, that makes sense to me.
But I just like how the first main plot point of the movie was like they bought this house and then they never speak of
No.
No, they have it at the end when her and her children and Christian are outside the house.
Yes. Before they have their flightless bird American mouth moment. Which, and then I guess she's like, they go to the thing in the room and then it fades.
One last time, I bet.
And then fade in and the movie's over. That's it.
Yeah. Which very, very tame movie. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's true. Like, considering
like there's a lot of sex, but like it's not like
the epic conclusion. It's more like where we're at. It's like the falling action.
Yeah. Where are they now?
Like,
exactly.
Even like the whole movie is like there's a lot of sex, but like nothing feels like it's just like
it's just normal sex at that point. Also, it's just like normie sex.
Okay.
Other than ice cream, but that's like just like. Somebody read a magazine article and they tried doing it and then it didn't work out very well.
I read in Cosmo, this was one of the 40 things that's guaranteed to make you go crazy.
Exactly. Was it like Booby and Boobland or whatever fucking she says at the beginning of that movie?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyways, that's that series.
Oof. So what series do we go next from here?
I do not want to watch Divergent. Oof.
No.
I watched the first one. It sucks.
I'm good.
Percy Jackson, 2 movies.
I'm good.
They only made one Cirque du Freak movie. So.
Oh, I watched that.
I like that series.
Last year.
It's got John C. Reilly in it.
It does. That movie's weird. It also has your boy Peter. What? Peter.
Oh, it has fucking... I can't even think of his name right now.
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah. Josh Hutcherson.
His name is Peter, not Peter. Like Pita bread. He's a baker.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the joke I did throughout all of the Hunger Games movies. Whenever people bring up Pita, it's like, oh, like the bread. As if, like,
I actually don't remember this.
I think only I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I think you did. I don't remember this at all. Anyways, I'm glad we saw those movies again. I still like that garbage for some reason. Don't explain. I don't know why I like the bad movies. They are bad, but I think I just like Dakota Johnson. That's it.
That's totally fair.
Anyways.
It's almost like there's a reason why I like the Twilight movies.
No, that's true. I didn't think about that either. Anyways.
And I like the Hunger Games movies because of Woody Harrelson.
Makes sense.
He is my favorite character.
Is Edge of 17 a good movie? I don't think it is. Cause
it's good.
Out of the many boxes I saw
it's definitely good. It didn't do anything crazy.
Out of the many boxes I saw today, as I mentioned off mic, I saw a box of Edge of 17. I was like, huh, I never saw that.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's all
Got
right.
Haley Steinfeld.
I like her.
She's pretty cool.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyways, at this point, we're going through like.
Pretty good.
At this point, we're just gonna talk about really quickly the shit we watched. I showed Ryan Promare. Promare won one of as it style or visual. I forget. It was style, right?
Probably best style.
It was the runner-up for that. I have this thing with anime movies where the second time I like it a lot more than the first time. Mm-hmm. It's almost like the first time I don't understand what I'm looking at and I'm having trouble comprehending it. And then I'm just like, yeah, that was fine.
The first time you're just like, shut up, God.
Exactly. And then the second time I'm like, okay, you can make some good points, I guess. Anyways, I love that movie a lot more the second time. You like that? It was all right.
I liked it a lot. It was very cool. It was like a simple, clean, fun, wild thing.
It's a lot. I feel good about giving it style and War for Sale. It
definitely earns it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of good colors.
Yes, a lot of cool colors in that movie. I saw Dune. It's weird. I don't know. Ryan, what did you saw?
What did I saw?
Yeah, what did you saw?
What did I saw?
Turbo Power Rangers movie.
I did watch Turbo Power Rangers movie the other night.
It's demonstrably worse than I remember.
I won't go into it because I know you watched this very recently as well, and you did not like it. But Love and Pop.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to watch that movie for like many years.
And then I was like, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, which I've looked on YouTube because I've seen like video essays talk about it. It's like, this movie's on YouTube, you can just watch it, but like it's always taken down. But, like, it was finally up, and I was finally watching. I was like, yes, and it's very cool. I really love the visual style of it. I've read multiple things about this movie, and it's very like
it's got some moments.
Just because it's like these kind of like old handycam things, so they do like very weird things with the camera. That I thought was all very cool. It like feels very like animated, because like you can tell that like the director like made a bunch of anime basically, just like the way like a lot of the shots are. It feels like something you'd only see like in an animated movie.
Yeah, that's a lot of good setting. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think the themes that it also dealt with like materialism and like
that's very
growing up is like
halfway through that movie. I was like, "Is this the fucking Evangelion asshole?"
Yeah,
and he was like, and I was like, "It is." I was like, "Oh my god, of course it is."
I'm surprised. Like, what made you decide to watch that?
So.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "Why are we watching this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's why."
Did he not tell you?
No, he didn't tell me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I saw halfway through, I was like, "What the fuck?" Of course, this motherfucker. God damn it.
Oh man, that's great.
Anyways,
that's really cool.
It's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
It's really cool. It has more cub than any of the 50 Shades movies put together.
For the setup, by the way, we didn't say it. It's like these high school girls who are like working as call girls.
Yeah, it's like there's this big thing in Japan, or at least there was like in the 90s.
I guess. Yikes. Seems like a bad time to be a woman.
It was like a huge problem where basically like older men would like pay like teenage girls to like just go on dates with them.
Yeah, it seems rough.
So like it was like they'd pay them, like they like hang out with them, and like for the most part that was it. But you know, it was like very much on the edge of like prostitution.
It's like host clubs, but creepy.
Yeah,
not that host clubs. I mean, host clubs like it's like a work. Host clubs are like a work. So like,
and it's basically like these 4 girls and friends. They do this to like earn money, just because like it's just what they do. And like this one girl, she's like kind of not in a great place in her life, and she sees this ring in like a department store, and symbolism, blah, blah, blah. She needs to have it, so she like
takes some risky clients.
Takes some very risky clients. She goes a bit further with the compensative dating than she usually does, and it does not go super well for her.
It's not great.
I'm still working on my thoughts on like the last guy she dealt with.
It's not great.
It's not a great situation,
especially right now.
But like I've just read a lot of things about like maybe that guy's not the worst, and like. Maybe, but like that one guy in the porno store, that guy was really fucked up.
Yeah, that was not great.
But like the other guy is still really bad. I don't know. it's a
Jury's out. Anyways,
Jury's out.
that's
But
Love
yeah,
and Pop.
It's super cool.
It's on YouTube right now until the
Yeah.
cops take it down.
Damn it!
They haven't taken down Turbo Power Rangers movies.
And so watch that and then watch Love and Pop. Have a double feature for the century.
Carrie, is there any stuff you just want to throw out there into the void?
I watched Gladiator for the first time.
Oh wow! I've never seen that.
That was
a big DVD. I remember that being one of the big DVDs when DVDs were a thing. Where like they just coming into the scene.
My favorite part was when the little kid got ran over by horses. Like no spoilers, but there is a little child who gets run over by a group of horses.
That's the one where Are You Not Entertained, right?
What?
That's the one where he's like, "Yeah, you're not entertained" or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
It's got Joaquin Phoenix in it.
Oh wow, he would have been young.
More quick aside films. I watched Ferris Bueller. That was kind of boring.
Yeah, I also watched that for the first time, and yeah, it like I can tell like the people like who grew up with it and like what they're into now, and it's like this does nothing for me.
It's a time and place movie.
Yeah, it's a time and place.
I really like that Chicago. I feel a little nice about that. I like Chicago, but other than that.
And I watched Dogtooth, the Yorgos Lanthimos movie, and that was phenomenal. I would highly recommend
Ryan and I saw Battle Royale.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Love Battle Royale. Still got to show Carrie that.
It's all right. It's got a lot of cool moments. I like fucking what's his name? Oh my god, I just forgot his name. He's in Yakuza 6. He's
the main teacher guy.
Takeshi, what's his name? Takeshi something. I'll think of it later. But
Okay.
anyways, he's in it, and I recognize it. It's like, oh hey, he's a big deal.
Yeah, it's great. It's a movie that Carrie refuses to see, just because.
Takeshi.
And like, I
It's a
understand.
Hunger Games ripoff.
No, but like the whole thing of like people who diss on Hunger Games, like, it's just Battle Royale, but if it fucking sucks. But yeah, Hunger Games is
Never
awesome.
will the two sides meet.
Never.
It's
But-
interesting in the context of when it came out,
Oh,
like
yeah.
how violent it is, and like what the context, like these being kids and shit. Like,
Yeah, it was
I think it's
super
pretty cool.
controversial
It's
at
interesting.
its time. And I do remember like reading something about it like after we watched it, where they were planning to make like another Battle Royale movie, but then like Hunger Games came out, they're like, fucking shit. It's like, all right, I guess we'll have to wait this out. But yeah, Battle Royale is super dope. It's, if anyone hasn't seen it but have seen Hunger Games, it's just the Hunger Games, except it's
There's not a lot of politics in it. It's just like, here it is. Like, it's just
there are the politics, but they're really pushed to the back. Like the more you watch it, the more you pick up on that
Yeah.
stuff, which I think is really
It's
cool.
like lore.
But yeah, it's just super cool. There's like dozens of kids, and they all have a good amount of them all have like
How
moments.
big the body count is cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's and like some of this, it's so good. I love it so much. But Carrie, you would like it a lot, even though you refuse.
Since we're back on Hunger Games, I read that new Hunger Games book.
Oh yeah,
It was so stupid.
I've read mixed things.
It's so weird because when I was because I haven't reread the Hunger Games books since I was in like middle school. I
Yeah.
just have that nostalgia for them. So when I'm reading it, I'm like, were they always this bad?
Oh, gotcha.
No, because it's a fucking prequel about President Snow, and it's like, I couldn't give less of a shit. And it's bigger, like, it's like a 500-page
It's
book.
fucking
it's thicker
thick.
than any of the other books.
It's
And
a
so it's
lot.
just like, I don't want to read this whole ass book about... Because it's like, it's kind of interesting, because the thing of this book is, it's the 10th Hunger Games, I think, and it's before they have it's the first year that they're doing a mentor system, and instead of having previous victors do it, they assign each student in the capital school a tribute. And so President Snow, well, he's not President Snow, he's in the school and he gets assigned a tribute.
I'd load it if everyone in the book called him President Snow, even though he was like 12 years old.
I learned that his name, I thought that President Snow's name was Cornelius, but I opened the book, I opened Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and the first word is Coriolanus, and I was like, huh? So my middle school mind changed his name to Cornelius, because I went back and looked at the books and I was like, has it always been? Oh, yeah. So my middle school mind changed Coriolanus to Cornelius. So I thought his name was Cornelius Snow. time. Because
That's
they
better
never
than-
call him by his first name. They always call him President Snow.
That's a lot better than Coral Anus Snow, like, to be fair.
Coral.
That's like when you like make up a way to pronounce a word, and then you go like to school, and then someone says it the proper way. It's like, oh,
Look at this
right.
idiot.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that book was very hard to get through. I want to say one more thing.
Sure.
He ends up after. I don't know if you guys care about spoilers for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm sure the movie will come out soon.
Nah.
But
Jude Law, baby. Sexy young Snow.
his tribute winds up winning, but he cheated. Shocker. And he gets assigned to be a peacekeeper, and he chooses to go to District 12, where his district is from, where his tribute is from. And while he's there, there's a bunch of mockingjays that are there that are native to District 12, I guess. And the mockingjays came about because they were doing experiments on jabberjays, the birds that perfectly recreate what you say.
Yeah.
And they released them, and they mated with the local songbirds and made mockingjays. So they always shoehorn in the book all these things of him being like, "Ugh, I just really hate these mockingjay birds.
So
they
good.
just make me so angry. It shows that the capital has lost control of nature." And it's like, oh my god.
It's
Because when I heard like the backlash, like the only reason I thought that she would make that would be like she thought of like an idea for like a interesting like ending to it, and like
It's just no.
and like
It just it's like the ending is like his switch into being like
fucking dictator fascist.
dickhead, yeah,
yeah.
because he like is gonna run away with his tribute because he fell in love with her, and then he gets into the woods, and after like 10 minutes he's like, "Oh, I hate being in the woods. I want to live in a palace." And then she runs away, and then he poisons the principal at the school, and then the book ends.
Okay. I've been playing The Last of Us recently, and I think about in The Last of Us, you like it happens in 2013, so there's a lot of like like time is frozen and all this shit. And every time I've been to, and we're in uncertain times, pandemic and shit. Every time I go to a Target, there's just a mountain of these fucking thick ass books, and so I'm just picturing once society crumbles, but I'm scourging for food. There's a bunch of these fucking books.
Oh,
and
Ballad of Songbird and Snakes again.
Yeah,
God damn it.
exactly.
Everyone's like firewood will just be copies of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh man, we heard that group had a bunch of the fucking dumb book over there. We can go over there, we can make a fire.
There's just so many stupid things in that book. Like Tigress. You guys remember Tigress,
I do remember
right?
Tigress.
She's a main character in the book, and apparently she's President Snow's cousin.
Cool.
That was never established. And also, I'm not sure, me and Greg got into this because when I showed him Hunger Games, when Tigress showed up, he said, that is the most shocked I've ever been watching a film. Because there's no setup, there's just a tiger woman here now, and I'm just supposed to be okay with it. And then,
I forgot about her! Holy shit!
yeah.
Did you not know what we're talking about?
I didn't know!
But she's his cousin, apparently, and the entire time I'm reading this book, I'm like, does she look like a tiger now? Or, because they never say in Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. Because I'm like, so has she always been a tiger? But no, because she got a bunch of plastic surgery modifications because she was a stylist for the Hunger Games eventually that got dismissed because her styles were too outlandish. And so it's like, but why is she named Tigress now? If she's not a tiger already, is she a furry? It just feels like a book it's so big, but there's nothing.
It feels like the notes that she maybe did not put in the books and just left it there. Anyways.
Stupid.
It's like she had like the outlines of like, because I imagine like if you plan to make like a series of that, you have like outlines of stuff that's not gonna be in the book, but just like backstory that you know, so you can like establish stuff
and like inform the way your character behaves and makes decisions.
But it feels like she took a bunch of that and like crammed it into a book and like, oh, this will make sense, but like it probably doesn't. That's just the sense that I get from like you right now.
Anyways. Please look forward to using that book as kindling along with BTS's 7, which is also a Target if you wanted to get a LP of that and listen to Boy with Love.
Ryan's been talking about that, how much he wants that.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Anyways, is that all the quick asides we want to talk about Shirley now?
I'm ready.
Okay. I love Elizabeth Moss. Big fan. So yeah, all I know is I saw the poster, I saw Elizabeth Moss, like, yeah, I'll watch that eventually, for sure. So what is this actually, Carrie?
It's about Shirley Jackson, the author. You might have know her as she wrote Haunting of Hill House or The Lottery, that short story, and a few other things. But this is just like a fictional story that could have, perhaps didn't, but it's like her getting ready to write her novel Hang Saman, I think is what it's called. But then her husband, who is the dad from Call Me By Your Name, has a guy coming to study with him, and he and his wife move in with them. So it's just her getting to know this wife character, and her, Elizabeth Moss, Shirley Jackson, being kind of a recluse in the house and going through writer's block. And it's the same director who did Madeline's Madeline. And so it's like a surreal, not biopic kind of
Is this
movie.
like Secret Window? I've never seen Secret Window. I assume he's a writer. Is he a writer in that movie?
What?
Is he a writer in that movie?
In Secret
okay,
Window,
that's all I got.
Yeah, he's a writer, and
that's all I got.
Secret Window, he's a writer.
Is it like Secret Window in the sense that it's a film that I could watch?
Yeah. No, it's short answer, no, not like Secret Window.
Damn.
But yeah, it's really fucking good. I would say it's not as trippy and or as much of an affront as Madeline's Madeline, but it does some really cool visual things.
Is that a $20 watch or?
Shirley is on Hulu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that, but I got like a few minutes in and I just wasn't feeling it. So I started reading House of Leaves a little bit. I'm trying to get back into that.
That's one of my favorite books.
It's very good.
So
I'm right before it gets crazy.
You looked at the pages.
I was like, yeah, I'm getting there. Because it was like midnight, and I was like, I need to be like fully alert for when I read this shit. And that was last week. I didn't get back into it.
Fun fact: I was reading that part of the book when I don't know if we're thinking of the same part, but there's a moment where I was like, oh fuck! When I was reading that book, I was in a Dunkin' Donuts.
That's the weirdest place to be reading House of Leaves, I gotta say. But if I remember the pages that are like in front of me, it's like it begins with like the boxes in the pages. Okay, good.
That's when stuff just gets like heavily layered and you're like flipping everywhere and you look like a fucking psychopath. I was reading this book in public a lot, which is a mistake because you're like flipping stuff up and down. You're like going through pictures. It's fantastic.
I've only heard House of Leaves as in referred to like comparing the things that it's inspired by. Like there's this thing, it's like a House of Leaves thing.
Yeah.
So I don't
it's like, what does House of Leaves actually? It's like, I don't understand that reference.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, it's weird. That's all I got. It's weird.
It's very good.
It's very cool. Like as soon as like I picked up and I like got the gist of like what it was, I was like, this is totally my shit.
It's a really unique structure. Like how you're reading the book is unique because it's like a thing, and then you're reading the person's account of the thing, but then you're reading the person who put that together, his notes on the thing, and then there's another person who put it all together who makes occasional notes.
Interesting.
It's really cool.
It's always weird when you get to the occasional notes guy, because I'm like, oh yeah, there's another layer. I keep forgetting that. But yeah, it's a super dope book. I'm very excited for it.
Fantastic.
I remember like when I first was told I should read it, I was like looking for the audiobook for it. And
no.
And I was like, why is there no audio?
Absolutely not.
Because I didn't know that it got like that. But that would be a fun audiobook.
That would be a great audiobook. You're just listening to them read every single one of the, like when it'll be a credit that has all the names that you just like scan over. It's like, nope, I'm reading every single one of these 500 names.
It's very good that we brought out House of Leaves, which is a great book that I think people should read.
Maybe I'll do that.
Do it.
Is because, Carrie, you watched a Kevin Bacon movie that you described as who the fuck told Jason Blum about House of Leaves?
Well, because based on the trailer, I thought that's what it was going to be, just because like the best part of the trailer is just this one nugget that is a thing that is in House of Leaves, where he has the front room of this house that they're renting, where he measures it on the inside and it's 25 feet, and then he measures it on the outside and it's 21 feet, and he's like,
that's a little twisted.
It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And
is that what happens in the movie?
That's one aspect of it. So I thought that it was going to be a House of Leaves thing.
I'm honestly surprised that there hasn't been an adaptation of just that part of House of Leaves at this point.
I don't know.
Because that'd be cool.
That's what I thought it was going to be. But, and there were other aspects, like the house would shift and be interesting, and like doors would appear and disappear. But basically, You Should Have Left, the Kevin Bacon movie, is Kevin Bacon is a accountant, and his wife is much younger than him, and she's an actress, and that they and their daughter rent this random Airbnb in, I can't remember where it is. It's Germany in the book, I think, and then they go there and stuff is kind of weird, and it's just. And there's this whole aspect of Kevin Bacon was had this big trial where he was accused of murdering his ex-wife. And then it just turns into him with he's like writing in his journal at the house because he's in therapy and he's supposed to be writing his journal. And then like this random door appears in the room where he writes in his journal, and he goes in there and he loses time. So, like, he goes in there at 10 o'clock and he comes out, and to him it was 10 minutes, and then she was like, what happened to you? You've been gone for 5 hours. And so, it's also not very satisfying. Like, when you watch the whole thing, it doesn't wrap up in a way that I understood or felt was successful. I don't know. It was not worth the $20 that I spent on
Yikes.
it.
Did you buy it or did you rent it?
I rented it.
Oh, man.
So I was like, I'm just morbidly curious, and there's nothing to watch.
Yeah, I'm also very curious. You spent $20, but you refuse to watch Scoob with me. I see where your priorities lie.
I would rather watch it again than watch Scoob.
All right. But yeah, I'm also very curious on this. Is it mostly... Because like I can't see Kevin Bacon doing a role that's very House of Leaves-esque very well. Like I can see Amanda Seyfried, kinda, but like he doesn't really take me as like that kind of guy.
It's just dumb. It's just him wandering around the house being confused, and then there's like an aspect where
this is crazy.
he can't escape the house.
I can't find the bathroom.
And then like the
Where
house
to go?
shifts, and has his daughter, and then his daughter goes missing, and he's like, "Where's my daughter?" And he has nightmares, and there's this mysterious character who is the guy who he rented the house from, and it's silly. And then I read the book, and the book has. Like, it's an extremely clear case of the things that they added to the movie to punch it up to make it interesting. Like, there is no age difference between them in the book, so that was just Hollywood bullshit. And there is no, I murdered my ex-wife plot in the book. It's just him being a writer going to the mountains to write his book. Never heard of that before.
Wow, this book sounds like they took like two popular horror books put together.
They're like, this place seems a little weird.
Yeah, the bathroom keeps changing rooms. What's going on?
Where's the toilet?
So this was supposed to have a theatrical release then?
Yeah.
I mean, well, there we are.
Like all movies. Yeah, we could have watched this in a theater, and we probably would have.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember The Lodge? That was this year.
Oh, that was fantastic. That's such a good movie.
That was one of the last, again, me going back to get my glasses or whatever the fuck I forgot.
Yeah, you gotta go back in there. Bad vibe in there.
Anyways, while we were like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing with our lives, we decided to watch Summit Media's 2009 hit motion picture, Knowing, starring Nicolas Cage and then freshman actress Rose Byrne. Oh, and freshman actor.
The most freshest of actors, Mr. Liam Hemsworth, in his first role, where he catches a ball and
he catches the sun.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's hot.
Anyways, Knowing, we saw it, and we forgot what the fuck Knowing was about.
I had never heard of it before.
That's not right.
I saw it in theaters when I knew. So I knew what the thing was, and I knew how it ended. So it was just fun to re-experience it.
But yeah, this is Nicolas Cage and his most underperformance, but even as his
somehow like it's still a fantastic performance.
Yeah, even though somehow it's still it's Nicolas Cage keeping it together, but it's somehow still the most awkward fucking thing in the world. Anyways, so they put a time capsule, some fucking school in the 50s, some racist probably school where there was like no people of color, and some girl is like writing numbers and shit, and she like puts it in the time capsule, and they're like, that girl's crazy. And Nicolas Cage is like a very curmudgeon, fucking cynical science teacher man.
Yeah, and he's like, shit happens.
Shit happens, man. Class dismissed. His friend is fucking, what's his name?
Bendo Mendo.
Yeah, Bendo Mendel's fucking, yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Bendu.
And so his fucking son, he's also a single dad. His fucking wife died in a fire. And
shit happens.
Shit happens. So they get the fucking time capsule, and he gets and his son gets all these fucking numbers. And one day, he's like fucking, I don't even know what he was doing. He was just being drunk and being a single dad.
I don't think he was like drinking heavily. He just had like a drink and then he put it down on like the piece of paper.
And
He hasn't made a ring on some of the numbers.
And he was like, 9/11. That sounds so familiar.
That's ringing a bell.
I should Google
So he
that.
clears a fucking board where his fucking kid was learning spelling bee or whatever the fucking shit. And then he looks at it and he's all like, come on!
Come on!
And he finds out that this document has all the fucking tragedies that happen around the world, including the burning house of his. Turns out shit might happen, but it's been predicted. And so he's all like, he's got to figure out what the hell EE means, and he runs into Roseburn. And I left for the ending.
I love how I didn't realize that they thought that was a 33.
Yeah.
What? They were like, because they were like, wait, that's not 33. That's EE backwards. And I was like, are you fucking
because it was obviously
you have a whole page of what her threes look like.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, I really love the reveal that EE is everyone else. Like, oh my god, dude.
I was close. I was Extinction Entity.
But
no,
also,
that's too smart.
Also, what else was she? She like had to go into the closet to scratch more stuff in. What else was she writing? If she got to the end of everyone else, what other numbers was she writing?
She was writing the coordinates the coordinates they had to go
for
the aliens.
That's right. She didn't get the coordinates.
Which is weird because that's so different from like the rest of it.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like, I gotta go. Like that could have been like as soon as the place on Earth where the sun hit first to make everything explode. Which I guess that makes sense. Like, if the whole world was gonna die, I'd want to go out first. I'll be honest.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
they just get it over with.
But yeah, like you said, George, this had like some really good Nick Cage stuff. It's not like the screamy, crazy Nick Cage. It's more of like the eternal screaming, like
it's very
madness.
terse and very like
yeah,
like the whole like I'm connecting all these red wires on a board, kind of.
Which he very much could have. Yeah, he could have gone full on Nicolas Cage for this role. But
but he's the man who knows what a piece of like art needs.
Come on.
And then being Carrie's favorite bits that he does is what. The first bit is like he forgets to go to his son.
He forgets to go to the time capsule exhuming ceremony, and he realizes it while he's talking to Ben Mendelsohn.
Well, Ben Mendelsohn maybe like sexually harassing a student or something. Where it was like, what?
No, Ben Mendelsohn was like, or maybe,
but
then
like
he said
about
something.
tits.
Yeah, and then he said that the girl called him intriguing, and then he was like, I always thought that was code for gay, but then we were like, whoa, what? Because we didn't hear that until the third time we watched the scene, because we spent our entire time mocking the way Nicolas Cage holds books, because it's just so unnatural. Because like, he has to hold them a little too high, because otherwise they're not in frame.
But it just looks awkward, like he's like, it's like a chimpanzee like holds their arm when they walk around, but like they're holding books. But like when Nicolas Cage looks at his watch and realizes he's late to Sunset, he's like, damn it. Like in the most monotone way.
Oh, damn it. It's so perfect.
It's raising his octave but staying middle still.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's like the new way we've been saying that. And then our other favorite moment is like, he has to go to someone's house because like they have like the answer to like a thing, and like the way he goes to knock on her door is just
one single gentle knock. Like if I heard that, I would think, oh, something in my cupboard fell down.
Like,
knock.
That's not how you think Nicolas Cage would knock. You think it'd be like a let me in, but no, it's just knock. So like that the whole movie we were just like knocking on like the coffee table and like it was just cracking us up.
Aliens.
Okay, so why did the aliens know this was gonna happen though? They just know. They're just knowing.
They were knowing, and they had to call out to like some of the children, and they were gonna take them to another planet to hard restart. And so the coordinates were where they had to go to get on the big Ezekiel wheel ship to go with the aliens to the new planet. And Nicolas Cage was like, "Can I come?" And they were like, "No."
Well, like the kids just knew because like the aliens took them.
And they were whispering to them the whole time.
Yeah. But like the one girl who wrote the stuff down, she just heard it or something.
I do not know.
She knew the coordinates were one aliens would be because there was a bunch of aliens.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie is confusing and doesn't make any sense. And that was apparently a big criticism at the time. I will say, the plane exploding.
The plane crashing was
looks real good.
That was a really good effect.
And also, again, like when I think it set a tone and like an image of like the act. It adds weight to the gravity of a plane crash because I think about that scene every time somebody thinks of a plane crash because it's like you just like the plane exploded like no like the thing was very hot and like people were in it and like some of them walked out fine which is weird but there were a few who were like
It's just weird that any of them walked at all.
Yeah, everything walked. Yeah, those are weird.
If you were in a plane that crashed, no one would be walking.
No.
But like I think that scene is so funny because like he doesn't know what he knows like the dates and the times, but he doesn't know what
he can't figure out what the other numbers are.
But like he finds out because he's like interested.
He has a GPS.
Damn it! I'm late for whatever. Let me check my GPS, which shows the latitude and longitude, which I don't think GPSs do. And he's like, damn it! Wait a minute.
Wait, that's a location. This location.
And then he sees a plane crash in front of him. And he's like, I gotta go save the plane.
Yeah, what did he think he was gonna do?
And then like he does the same thing with the subway thing. Man, very good.
But also, the thing that's like novel about the movies, they don't make those kinds of movies anymore. Because like that's like the most summer blockbuster motherfucking thing in the planet. But one, they don't
now
give us
they
a
make
Nicolas
San Andreas.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true, I guess. But I was gonna say, yeah, I never saw that.
No one did.
Skyscraper.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
that's knowing. I'm glad we watched that.
That was probably one of my favorite things that I've watched. Just my favorite experience.
It was a good experience.
I'm glad that I forgot almost all of it because we saw the trailer. I was like, the trailer kind of.
I mean, I forgot most of it too. I knew what all the numbers were and I knew why, but I didn't remember any of the scenes. So it was great.
So yeah, that's knowing. I think that might have been one of the last. No, I think he did Bad Lieutenant of New Orleans after that, which people say is a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
But that might have been like his. Well, he might have done. I lied. He did Season of the Witch after that, so he's. But that might have been the last of Prestige that people like watched at a movie theater, or like it was a big deal. I remember knowing, or at least Summit tried to make it a big deal. Yeah.
I also was grappling with the fact while watching this movie that at one point in my life I was like, yeah, Nicolas Cage. He's a normal actor who I like and watch in National Treasure when I was a child and didn't know.
Next. I've never seen Next. That was a Next. I think it's like a time thing with Nicolas Cage. Next, yeah. Maybe we should watch a trailer for Next after this.
The reality show on the bus?
No, not that, no. Next.
Nicolas Cage is on Next. And he comes out of the bus and whoever the person is just like, no, Next.
Anyways, that's a podcast, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Not me.
Is there anything coming out in July officially?
That's like digitally or something?
Or like anything? Because Mulan and Tenet were both supposed to come out in July. Mulan was going to be the first one, and then I think Disney was like, I don't think we should be the first people.
I was looking, because I am keeping track of Promising Young Woman, because that's the movie that I'm looking forward to the most, and I looked at the release date like a week or two ago, and it said sometime in July, so I don't know if that was a digital or if that was them being like...
I mean, you could watch Irresistible online for $20.
No, I won't. Unhinged.
Yeah. You can watch it. It was Unhinged, yeah.
But yeah, when was Promising Young Woman supposed to come out?
April.
Yeah, I thought it was like more of a spring thing.
But when I looked it up, the date had changed to July, but I'm not sure if that was this will be coming out digitally in July, or if this was we're pushing this back, but theaters will probably be open by July, right?
Like, I don't know if this list that you're looking at is...
It's from June, so I'm just trying to figure out, do I know any idea, like, is there anything, like, that would even...
That it would make you want to go to a theater?
No, I'm just trying to... Yeah.
Let me do it.
I'm just trying to figure out, like,
comes out,
what is a movie I can see come... Yeah, oh, wow.
Yeah, right? All right.
September 11th.
Wait
There's
a minute.
something significant about that date. Come on.
I'm going to type in September...
The fact that he had to Google those numbers. Like, what?
I didn't even know that.
What does it mean? Never forget.
I didn't even know the Monster Hunter movie was slated to go. So yeah, we have no clue. SpongeBob movie is supposed to come out sometime in digital. I don't even know.
I like the new trailer for that. Just like, see it. It's like, geez, fine, all right.
They just recently put out a trailer for Bill and Ted, but I don't think they did any date.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't watch the trailer.
It's not my thing.
I've never seen the Bill and Ted
I guess at some point
they're fun.
At some point there was supposed to be a Halloween 2. I forgot.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
It's like Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends is like the names of them, and they're supposed to like be the real finale.
There it is. Oh yeah, French Dispatch. Jesus, French Dispatch.
Oh yeah.
I want to watch that. Come on.
That's Elizabeth Moss in it. I forgot about that movie.
That has everyone in
Wonder
it.
Woman, man. The second Wonder Woman looked cool. I like that trailer. Maybe it's just because it uses Blue Monday. No.
Maybe.
From Atomic Blonde.
Oh.
There's not our G.I. Joe movie. That's a lie. Don't lie to me.
Oh, that James Bond movie looked so fun. Clifford the Big Red Dog. God damn it.
What?
Deep Water remake. What?
Man from Toronto. Dune, baby.
Free Guy.
God.
Is Dune supposed to come out this
one
year?
movie that could never come out, I hope it's
Free Guy? Oh, yeah. That's the... Yeah.
But yeah,
was it West Side Story? Isn't that supposed to be Ansel Elgort?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Top Gun Maverick. So yeah, everything.
What I was surprised
I don't know.
with that is like people just want like the bad stuff, but like people like, oh, I think he's crazy, but like his Instagram has been crazy for like a while.
Yeah.
Like no one does that.
When the Goldfinch got bad reviews, he posted 50 selfies in one day, and everyone was like, "Are you all right?"
Well, then he did that like recently.
But he does that like a lot. He posts like a lot of like the same or like
didn't
similar.
Well, then he did that thirst trap recently, and then it was like going for like a donation thing.
He did that for Corona.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's maybe my dick.
Thanks, dude.
And it's like you saved everyone because you have a big wiener. Congratulations. You're also.
I mean, hey, it worked.
Yeah, if it works, it works. But I just am feeling validated that I never liked him and always thought he had a bad vibe.
Well, so I don't know, guys. Did we decide what series? I don't know. Is there any other? We could watch The Matrix. You want to watch The Matrix?
I mean, I've seen the first one.
It's been a minute. I remember watching it like
I've seen the first one
7 years ago. Really?
Yeah.
I remember watching it as a kid. Be like, this is weird. And then watching it like when I was like a teenager. Be like, oh, this is dope.
I've never seen the Back to the Future movies.
Neither have I.
Yeah. The first one's good. That's it.
Oh, really? People like this. Do people like the second one?
The second one, they like the concept of it. That you're going back in time and then the almanac. But the first one's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I would be willing to watch the Matrix movies for Hugo Weaving and for Hugo Weaving alone.
Mr. Anderson. Oh, and then we have to watch the cutscenes from Enter the Matrix, the video game. This was a. I had never seen the Matrix Reloaded. I've only seen the first one and the third one. I never saw Reloaded, but they made a video game. Carrie, for your edification, they made a video game tie-in.
Is like a movie that you play.
No, but they made a tie-in where they're like, this is gonna be a big fucking deal, and so they had like fucking Trinity and I forgot who the other guy, like their side of what happened in The Matrix Reloaded while Neo was having his adventure in this video game, and so they shot all these movie scenes for the video game, and it's like only in the video game. It's like it was like this cross media fucking thing. Yeah, it was
It's
a
something
thing.
only the Wachowskis would think of.
So the
Wachowskis
The Wachowskis show up in the second Matrix video game at the end of it.
Really?
Yes, they're all like. I think Greg probably knows this story too. They're like,
Probably.
most video games have like big boss fights, but like we didn't want to do that, so I don't know. Hey, look at this over.
Here's us.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, because they're like fascinated by video games, but it's like that's the thing. Anyways,
That makes sense for.
yeah, for them, yes. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck the next episode is, but at some point we'll record it and we'll watch something. Maybe
Eventually, we will release an episode on Tenet. That is a thing that will happen at some point, probably.
That'll be the same day that like Christopher Nolan like fucking does some arson or some shit because they released it digitally without telling him.
If I can't have a theater, no.
It'll be like the pissy fit Quentin Tarantino did
AMC.
when they leaked the script for like.
For
was it Hateful Eight?
Hateful Eight, yeah.
Yeah, or he's like, oh, I'm not making movies anymore. Anyways, that's a podcast. I was George. You can find me at jcruzalvarez26. I have not been watching any movies, but you can find me on Letterboxd at jcruzalvarez26. Ryan Lance.
Letterboxd, film piece. I write about movies there.
You can find me on Letterboxd just by searching my first name, Carrie, Karrie. Or if you want to find me on Twitter, I am not very active on there recently, but Kar_E Lyles, Lyles.
I will say I posted a negative review on Spider-Man: Far From Home, and I was honest as I typed it.
I haven't seen it.
I very much
on
felt like I was going to get hate for it because I keep seeing so many more people being like, "Oh, that's the best Spider-Man movie," but it fucking sucks. I hate it so much.
Damn.
But I didn't get any bad comments on that. I was
Sound upset.
It's always like
gotten a hate comment.
I always get the hate comments on the stuff I don't expect.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I just remember that because I
can go in and write some hate comments because I've thought of some and I've held them back. When you wrote your fucking Hunger Games review and you're like, not to be that guy, but and I was like, proceeds to be that guy.
did they recently add like ads to the free version of it?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, they logged it. It was like an ad for Shirley. It was like, yeah, that checks out.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Anyways, that's a podcast. Whatever the hell we do record next time, the next one.
Baby.
We will see you then. Goodbye. Bye-bye.